Crypto Trader is proudly brought to you by Element, a full-service investment bank for the digital token capital markets.
Our Crypto Trader World Tour continues here from Silicon Valley, where it's a sunny day in the middle of a crypto winter. We're here attending the Blockchain Connect conference, which is a conference designed to bring the thriving Asian crypto scene here to the heart of Silicon Valley. What happens when you bring the biggest names from Asia to Silicon Valley? And is Asia leading the race in terms of blockchain adoption? Join me for the next 60 minutes as we answer all these questions. Where are you from?
Singapore. San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Where are you from?
China.
China.
Where are you from?
Beijing, China.
Hangzhou, China.
Beijing, China.
San Mateo.
From China.
I'm from Gold Coast in Australia.
I'm from Shanghai, China. Fremont, California.
Guangzhou, China.
New York, United States.
Singapore.
Hong Kong, China. Toronto, Canada.
Where are you from?
Shanghai.
Hong Kong, Changsha, China.
I come from China.
Los Angeles, United States.
And you?
San Jose, California.
Oh, well, it's complicated. I was born and raised in Russia, but now I live in between two cities, Hong Kong and San Francisco.
Wow, that is complicated. And where are you from?
From Beijing, by the way, coming back and forth, Beijing and Silicon Valley.
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
New York.
I'm from Beijing, China.
Anchorage, Alaska.
Xi'an, China.
I'm from Beijing.
Detroit.
Los Angeles.
Beijing.
Beijing, China.
Beijing.
Beijing. Beijing! 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 Beijing!
So if you're trying to create a really successful crypto project, or if you're trying to find the next crypto project to invest in, what city do you think is best? Really, a lot of investors are having bias for Chinese projects. Some of them honestly bias American teams because they think the developers are better or more equipped.
Berlin is the best city in the world because actually it's probably one of the biggest blockchain developer ecosystem.
So after a powerful panel talking to the biggest investors in the space, I managed to get the moderator. Andrew, what are you doing these days? I know you've been around, you've been at the DNA Fund. What are you spending your time on these days?
Yeah, so I've made an incredible track record of just investing in all the top deals in the space so far. So among my friends, they know that I've invested in multiple 100x deals, Aeon and Icon, multiple 50x deals, Wabi, Dragon Chain.
So you've had more than one unicorn?
I've had them all, you name it, right, in the past year.
I'm trying to look for the nugget that I can use to make my own investment. But surely that's not going to get me a unicorn.
Yeah, in a nutshell, I think that the best platform that has that's easy to create smart contracts on and it solves scalability is going to be the major winner for the next app platform. So, right, I mean, Solidity is awful to use, but the next project, whatever it may be, that has high throughput plus easy to write smart contracts will be the major winner.
So now you're talking about easy language to develop in, plus scalability.
Yes.
If you look at the landscape today, who's promising that?
There's one and only project that I'm going to say I would convert all my Bitcoins into this one project. It's called Chromaway. They're invented by the Colored Coins team, really famous project from back in 2012. And the CTO and the founding team is really impressive. And yeah.
You're willing to put your entire stack on one bet, which is called Chromaway.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know you very well and I know your track record, but for our viewers that don't know you, talk about some of the other projects that you've invested in and what your logic was in investing behind them.
Sure. Well, it's all the infrastructure pieces to how to make blockchain a reality. Let's talk about Aeon. It's a cross-chain protocol, a fundamental infrastructure piece to make blockchains interconnect between each other.
That was one of your unicorns.
Yes, that won 120x.
Now I know you're one of the investors in Quarkchain.
Yes.
What made you get into Quarkchain?
Yeah, it's another fundamentally important problem, right? Throughput. You need one blockchain to have super fast consensus. So I was the third investor, right after two really, really early stage investors, Pre-Angel and Block VC. I was number 3. And since then, I've created a huge, huge signal in the market for a lot of investors to pile on after that.
Now, you're advising a few other projects in the space at the moment. Can you name those projects? Are they public information?
Of course, yes. I would clarify that I'm a marketing advisor for Orgo, Metadium, and regular advisor for ChromeAway.
So people are more focused in their approach.
Yeah, they're getting smarter, and projects are way oversubscribed for the quality projects, absolutely.
Still even in this bear market?
Very aggressively investing, absolutely.
Wow, that sounds incredible. Andrew, it's always good to chat to you, and we look forward to chatting to you again soon on Crypto Trader. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rand, for having me.
Thank you, man.
Really appreciate it.
Privacy, anonymity, security, verification.
Another fund that was on this panel today was the fund called Block VC from China. And with me, I've got Kevin Su, who's their founder. Kevin, you guys turned $10 million into $200 million.
Yes,
How
in
did
3
you do it?
years. Actually, at first we just, traded cryptos in the secondary market, and then we found that ICO market is really, really good, and we started investing in premium ICO market since 2017. And in 1 year, we have invested about 40 projects, and half of them we are the leading investor, and we get involved in the very early stage, and then we can have the really good performance and the returns.
Now, have you had any unicorns?
Yeah. Actually, in last year we have invested 3 very good projects and with about 100 times returns. One is Kucoin, and actually we are the earliest product of Kucoin, and we get involved very early. And then we invest VChain and Tron. But Tron actually is a very special case that as you don't know the reason why it can increase so much.
Now, Kevin, if I were to ask you what your favorite projects for 2018 are, if you were to give me 3 of your favorite projects in 2018, what are they?
Okay, the first one is NKN because we have Bitcoin, Ethereum in computer, and we have BIBS, Filecoin in storage, but we don't have any other projects in network and bandwidth. And NKN is a very good way to build a decentralized bandwidth network actually.
So that's NKN.
NKN.
What's the second one?
And the second one is Phantom actually, and I love Phantom very much, and because the team is really strong and they have a very large development team, and the position is the first DAG, the DAG platform with smart contract, and this is a really sexy idea, and if it can solve the problem of scalability, and this is I think one of the good projects that I have invested.
So Phantom is really one of my favorite projects coming out of Korea.
I think investment-wise, people think it's like the 90s, there's a lot of speculation and things. I think technically it's actually the 80s, so imagine like AOL.com cannot send any data to Yahoo.com, right? So
with me, I've got Lasse Clausen, who's the founder of 1KX.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 1KX based in Berlin, yeah.
Lasse, the first question that was asked was, what is a unicorn? Do you know what a unicorn is?
Yeah, it's something that it's a company, usually a young company, a technology company that has a valuation that's above $1 billion.
Now, Lasse, have you invested in any unicorns?
Yes, I've invested in unicorns. My first unicorn was Ethereum. I think then more recent, VChain, Zilliqa, I think Icon, Aeon. Aeon I think it was a unicorn, and 0x. Yeah.
Is there any project that you think may be a unicorn?
Yes, obviously I'm biased. We've worked on this a lot. It's a project called Fluence. There's a very exciting stealth pivot coming up. It's something we've worked with them for a long time. And that's one to watch out for. It's called Fluence. It's a very experienced team. They already have a testnet in the sort of decentralized database network space. Have a testnet built it already. They can execute, and we've initiated a really, really exciting new direction with them. We've got some of the best funds in the space invested. We just closed a seed round with them. It's still all very stealth and under wraps, but you'll be hearing from it soon, yeah.
So we will be hearing from you soon. Do you think that Fluence will be a unicorn? If you do, let us know on Twitter @CryptoManRun. Crypto Trader continues from the Blockchain Connect conference here in San Jose. And someone who's no stranger to our show is Dai Hongfei. Dai Hongfei is the founder of Neo. And if you recall, we did a full episode of Neo earlier this year. Dai, it's so good to see you. Welcome back to Crypto Trader.
Yeah.
Lots has changed. We last spoke in February, and since then, a lot of things have changed in the market.
Sure.
So now people are calling 2018 a little bit of a winter, a crypto winter.
Kind of.
Do you fall into that category of people that say we're in a crypto winter?
I do think, yes, there are some kind of asset bubble, but the technology itself is very promising. I mean, the blockchain technology. So even if it's the winter, I think the community, the developments, all the projects, the technology will pick up again. Maybe later this year, or maybe next year, or maybe the year after next year. But I have no doubt.
Now, you're in the thick of things, being the founder of a blockchain, and Neo also has a Neo Global Investment Fund, which invests in projects.
Yeah, it's called NGC, Neo Global Capital.
Neo Global Capital. Now, have you guys slowed down in your investments? Have you seen a slowdown in the number of developments being built on Neo in this crypto winter? Or is this just a winter of prices?
I think it's a winter of prices. We still saw a lot of new talents enter into this industry, and they started new, very fancy new projects, and their technology is really innovative. Yeah.
So the development hasn't slowed down at all?
The development hasn't slowed down at all, yeah.
Would you say the development has actually increased in the last couple of months?
I think it's increased, yeah.
So there's a theory that says that the increase in price last year, as unhealthy as it was for some investors, was a very healthy thing for the market, because what it did was it created a whole lot of interest in this thing called the blockchain, created a whole lot of developers, created a whole lot of investment, and now the market's coming back to normality, but those people are all in the system already.
Yes, I think it's there's some truth to it, yes.
So there is truth to that?
Yes, like the dot-com bubble. If there's no dot-com bubble, I don't think the infrastructure of the internet will be so matured before the real boom of internet. Yeah.
Today we look around and there's a whole lot of projects. EOS mainnet has gone live. We've got Hashgraph, which has come in with this new DAG technology. We've got a whole lot of other companies coming in. Do you see the market as almost saturated with these new blockchain type projects?
We have dozens of new public blockchains, infrastructures, like smart contract platforms launching. Yes, the competition is fierce. Yeah.
Do you think it's competition? Do you think that there's going to be, at the end of this whole thing, there are going to be 1 or 2 or 3 winners? Or do you think we're going to have multiple blockchains for...
We will have multiple blockchains. It won't be only 1, 2 or 3. We probably will have maybe 5, 10 or maybe 20. But no more than 50, definitely, yeah. Competition means the technology will evolve and everybody will benefit from the involvement.
So you welcome the competition?
I welcome the competition.
Now let's talk about some of the developments at Neo. You mentioned that we're publishing a new white paper at Neo. Tell us a little bit about the new white paper and what the difference between the old white paper and the new white paper is.
We're still drafting it. It's not yet, it's not ready. Under the new design and the new version of Neo, the Neo token used to be undivisible. The minimal unit is 1 Neo token, and it costs some troublesome. So we are trying to change it. So in the future, Neo token will be divisible, just like Ether or Bitcoin. Yeah, that's one of the biggest change.
Now, ERC 721 or non-fungible tokens seem to be a big theme for 2018. A lot of our guests on this show and on previous shows have spoken about the importance of this non-fungible token. Does Neo have a non-fungible token, and does Neo have a non-fungible token strategy?
Yeah, we have. We just we have a standard, just get submitted, just get approved. Yeah, and it will be merged into our main branch. Non-fungible token is also a strategy for Neo, because we do think gaming is very when gaming meets blockchain, they just have chemicals. Those digital assets, collectibles, can be traded on blockchain. So it's a perfect match.
Where do you think Neo lands up in 5 years' time? Is it going to be...
Our goal is very clear. We want to be the best, the best smart contract platform, the best public blockchain by 2020. So in 5 years' time, That's our goal. Yeah.
And what would make you the best public blockchain by 2020?
I think the biggest issue relies on the developers community. We need to become the favorable platform for developers to become the #1 blockchain in the world.
It's always good to have you on our show. Always mentally stimulating. I look forward to hosting you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's Da Hongfei, and he's the founder of Neo. Just a reminder that if you are watching us on YouTube, now would be a great time to hit the subscribe button.
You are a trading master. You see trading opportunities where others see coincidences. Charts and patterns are everywhere. You can run with the bulls or be at one with the bears. So, don't waste another pip and take your talents to eToro. See why so many top traders choose us as their main trading platform. Start trading on eToro today.
Today's headline is the mainnet launch of Ontology, the pre-launch. So the launch of a mainnet is always a major milestone of any given blockchain projects. For that, we have co-founder of Onchain and founder of Ontology. Please welcome Li Jun.
We continue our coverage from the Blockchain Connect conference in Silicon Valley, and we've just come out of a press conference where Ontology just announced the launch of their mainnet. With me, I've got Jun Li, who's the founder of Ontology. Jun, welcome to Crypto Trader.
Yeah, nice to be here.
Congratulations, you finally launched your mainnet. I'm sure it's been a long road to get to the mainnet.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
I want to go backwards. Let's go back to the beginning. How did you guys launch Ontology? Where does Ontology come from?
Okay, before the Ontology, we have a company called Onchain, and they have do the technical service for enterprise financial institution already 2 years. We found that we need a public blockchain can support a real business scenario, and we found currently the public blockchain is difficult for this part, so we want to build a new infrastructure and a new architecture, so we build an Ontology project.
So Onchain is the same company that Da Hongfei, the founder of Neo, was involved in, is that correct?
Yes. Da Hongfei also is founder of the Onchain. I'm co-founder of Onchain. We built the company together. Yeah.
And you mentioned that there are problems with the current public blockchains. What are the problems with the current public blockchains?
Actually, several issues or challenges they're facing, but the two important is one, of course, the performance issue. Because when you want to support a real business scenario, a lot of the large scope users, and you need performance support that. It's currently public blockchain difficult to handle this part. Another is a lot of specific requirements from different industry. They need this kind of customization requirements for the infrastructure level, not only decentralized application level. So we need another new architecture to design that, to support that. So that is two issues.
So two problems. One, of course, is scalability and performance, which all the blockchains are struggling to solve. And the other one is customization for specific industries. So what is Ontology and how does Ontology solve that problem?
Okay, it's two strategies. One is in this infrastructure level, we use a chain network. That means not only single public blockchain, it's multiple public blockchain. You can use multiple public blockchain, provide different kind of common service. And also you can use Ontology framework to customize your own blockchain based on different business scenario. They can support that for part.
So is Ontology actually a blockchain, or is it an infrastructure or a platform where other people can launch their blockchains?
Yes, the Ontology, you not only can build your own the apps, decentralized application, you also can build your own public blockchain based on your business scenario. Yeah.
So is Ontology a blockchain, or is it a platform where anyone can launch their own blockchain?
It's both. Ontology have the blockchain or multiple blockchains, running blockchain, private, the common service, and other people, development or team, they can use Ontology framework to build their own blockchain and link to the Ontology blockchains as a chain network to work together. So it's platform. Yeah.
So it's a network of blockchains where anyone can link into it. You can create your own blockchain. You can link into the shared infrastructure. You're a suite of tools to help people work with a blockchain.
Yes, and reuse the common modules for your own blockchain.
So, I mean, it's a whole ecosystem for people who want to build blockchain applications.
Yeah, the application supports a real business scenario, not only digital assets part.
Now, I was a holder of Neo tokens, and I received Ontology tokens in an airdrop.
Okay.
So let's talk about the token distribution process for Ontology. Did you guys do an ICO? Did you guys actually sell tokens into the market?
No, we haven't do any ICO to the individual investor directly. We just use airdrop to send the token to our community member or neo community member for free.
So you launched your mainnet now. Yeah. Are there any companies or projects, big projects that you want to talk about that are going to use Ontology and can become use case applications for Ontology?
Yeah, we already have several use cases currently integrated with Ontology. The cases cover, for example, distributed advertising system. You can do a distributed advertising management or mechanism to do that, and also include the financial service, risk control, and the credit score service to support that, and also include the IoT devices, smart devices, IoT network service on that. So you already cover different kind of real scenario in Ontology.
So you guys have really hit the ground running.
Yes. Yeah.
And John, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wish you all the best.
Pleasure to be here.
Ladies, welcome to Silicon Valley. Do you think that it's important that the Asian market comes to Silicon Valley?
Oh, most definitely. This is like the hub, this is the innovation, and we see a lot of opportunities for cross-border collaboration. So it's great to see a lot of enthusiastic funds, investors, startups coming over to the Valley.
What is the significance?
A lot of VC, a lot of money from China into here.
The entire Chinese blockchain mafia was just hanging out, and you can meet all of them within a 5-minute or 5-hour span.
Blockchain is like global, so everyone, like every country can participate.
Obviously, the hub for many of these places is either China or the US, and so to have a conference like this where it interconnects those two is essential because we're looking at major marketplaces for crypto.
Blockchain is one of the most international business in the world. At the end, it's all about communication and sharing, so I think it's very valuable.
Yeah, because Silicon Valley is a center of technologies.
So here we are at a conference in Silicon Valley that's brought Asia to Silicon Valley. What's the significance of that?
Connect the world. It's a global economy, isn't it?
It's a decentralized world.
Bridging gaps.
I think it's just reflective of the decentralization of this technology and the connective power.
This is strategically important.
The cross-border opportunity is always, kind of great, and we need definitely fill the information gaps.
So I see the information is not transparency right now. We see a lot of cross-border opportunities.
Significance is huge. It's the opportunity to mix innovation and capital and to really take things to the next level.
I think what blockchain brought to us is the transparency and also the resource sharing. People are more willing to be partner with each other to make the project together.
Chinese.
You want to do it in Chinese?
Yeah.
No, I don't speak Chinese. If you've been in the crypto world for more than 30 minutes, there's no doubt that you know that Binance is the biggest exchange in the crypto world. What you may not know, though, is that Binance is less than a year old. Yep, the biggest exchange in the world is less than 1 year old. And what you also may not know is that this big exchange actually has a venture capital arm called Binance Labs. Tech, what is Binance Labs?
So Binance Labs is the venture arm of Binance. We do primary investments into token projects or crypto projects. We invest in both tokens and equity. We also have something called the Binance Ecosystem Fund, where we deploy capital into other funds that we want to collaborate with. And sometimes we also would like to incubate projects that are very, very early stage, help them through a lot of token design and go-to-market strategies and things like that.
So I've got a whole lot of questions for you. First of all, is Binance Labs actually owned by Binance?
Yeah, we're part of Binance. We're all employees of Binance. We're just a group of 6 that goes out there and talk with a lot of projects out there and do diligence on those projects and help support the ecosystem.
So you've got the Binance Exchange, which lists a whole lot of tokens. You've got Binance Labs, which is a fund that invests in projects that may be tokens. Does it mean that if Binance Labs invests in my company, that the token is going to be listed on Binance?
That's not necessarily true. We have our own separate processes. We do communicate and do share diligence, but they have their own process. We have our own diligence process, and they make their own decisions and we make our own decisions.
And how old is the Binance Labs business?
We've been around less than 3 months old, so we're a very, very new team.
And the funds that you guys are deploying, how big is your fund?
So we invest off the balance sheet. We don't have a target amount to deploy into each project, so it's on a case-by-case basis. Depends on how much they're raising and how much allocation they want to allocate to each investor.
And the type of projects that you're looking at, are there any specific sectors that you're looking at?
We're typically very broad-minded, but there's some low-hanging fruit ones that we look at, things like new public blockchains, wallets, custody solutions, decentralized exchange technologies, stable coins, and other like token platforms where...
And at what level should a project come to you? Are you guys very early seed stage investors? Should the project have a white paper written? What's your ideal sweet spot in terms of when projects should come to you?
We tend to like projects that are very early stage with a good idea of what they're doing, coming with a strong team, very motivated in trying to disrupt a certain category or change the way things are in certain category.
So I must ask you a question, because if you look around, and we're at a great conference here today, there are thousands of people trying to raise money for projects. You guys are a new company, you've been around for 3 months. How do you get through all the applications? How do you decide what to look at?
We tend to work with a lot of other funds in the space, so they help us filter, help us prioritize. And as a team, we have a team of 6 right now.
So a team of 6 people, how many investments have you looked at in the last 3 months?
We probably looked at over 100, and we've committed investing in 4 so far.
Only 4 projects. Can you talk about what the projects are?
Yeah, so we invested in MobileCoin and Oasis Labs, which is doing a new public chain. Certik, which is a company that's helping other projects audit their contracts. And then there's Republic, which is a crowdfunding. Yeah, Republic, which is a crowdfunding platform for security tokens in the US.
So you mentioned 4 investments that you invested in. Yeah. Why did you invest in a company like Oasis?
They have a very, very strong team who've done research in distributed systems and cryptography and security for a long time. Very, very credible in those areas, and they have a very strong vision. And also, we do like, that they are actually shipping real stuff very, very early on.
The team's headed up by Dawn Song, and she's an ex-professor from Berkeley.
Yes.
So MobileCoin, why MobileCoin?
So we invested in MobileCoin because they're a team that did Signal messaging app, which is a very popular messaging app for people who are very concerned with privacy. I think having a coin native to the Signal app is going to get a lot of distribution right away.
And one of my favorites, Certik. Why Certik?
Certik is founded by experts in formal verification of software. So I think in the blockchain space where code is law, having a well-written or verifiably correct contract is very, very important. And Certik is helping the entire blockchain industry certify and validate contracts so people don't lose their money.
Now, we've got a lot of viewers, and I'm sure our viewers are all going, I want to send my proposal to Binance Labs. Right. If people do want to get hold of you and they do want to send you proposals, what's the best way to send the proposals to you in such a way that there's an increased chance that you'd actually look at them?
You can get an intro through one of the funds they work with, or you can directly submit an application on our website. There's a Labs website on Binance.com. There's a form on there. We actually do go through the applications internally.
So you can either do that, or you can just tweet me at CryptoManRun, and I'll make sure that he gets the message. Sure. Now, if you've been watching Crypto Trader for the last couple of months, you'll know that we've been to many conferences and seen many great projects. But at the Blockchain Connect conference, we've seen so many good projects that I actually don't know what to choose anymore. I'm here with one project that really caught my attention. What is Certik?
Well, Certik basically is a platform that aiming at building fully trustworthy smart contracts and blockchain ecosystems via the techniques we call formal verification.
Okay, hold on. So you're talking about fully trustworthy blockchains?
Yes.
I thought all blockchains were fully trustworthy.
Yeah, also many people have the same thought, but I would say the implementation of these blockchains and these cryptocurrencies are not fully trustworthy because they are program errors.
Programming errors inside the blockchain?
Inside the blockchain's code.
So which blockchains have got programming errors, or when have we seen an example of blockchains with programming errors?
Yeah, well, for example, there are the DAO attack. There's just one line of, there's a one buggy line. Basically, they just send you the money before update your own balance. It's just one line error. It's in the DAO wallet.
So this is an error that the engineers make or the developers make when they're building the blockchain?
Yes, this is a mistake made by the engineers. Yeah.
Okay, so engineers make mistakes when they build blockchains?
Yeah, it's pretty common. And in the traditional system software industry, it's very common. We know that people will make mistakes. And according to one study done by Google, that the top software engineer in this world, they make one mistake in every 1,000 lines of code. So there are millions of lines of blockchain-related code out there. You can see how many bugs we have.
Okay, so what does Certik actually do?
Yeah, we try to use this formal verification technique, and it basically is used a mathematical way to prove that the program, the implementation, indeed satisfy your design.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we try to prove that if the two models are consistent,
then there's no errors in the code?
Yeah, if they are consistent, there's no error. If there are some inconsistency, we know that there's some kind of like a program error up there.
So you've created a program that creates a mathematical model.
Yes.
After it reviews code?
Yes.
And compares it to what you actually want to achieve?
Yeah, compare with your expectation.
And if the two match, then there's no errors in the code?
Yeah, we will say there's no implementation bugs.
So you're the verification guys, actually?
Yes.
Okay, now you've just done a token sale, and you're the verification guys. Yes. What do you need a token for?
Yes, it's a good question. So first, we are formal verification experts. So I'm an assistant professor at Columbia University, teaching and also doing research in this formal verification. But the thing is, well, how can I let others trust our proof? So that's why we want to upload this kind of like proofs onto the ledgers, such that everyone can see them, everyone can validate the proofs.
So what you're saying is, you run a model, a mathematical model on my code.
Yes.
Once you've run the mathematical model of my code, you take the proof that you've run the model.
Yes.
And you put that proof in a blockchain.
Yes.
And what do you call that proof? Is it a...
Well, you can see that, well, compare with Bitcoin, right? They're trying to find some random number such that the hash function satisfies some constraints. They use it to prove that, well, they indeed done some work to in order to get some coins. They call it a proof of work scheme. And in our case, this work is a proof itself, so we call it a proof of proof scheme.
So you've created a new protocol called proof of proof.
Yes.
And it's proof that you have proofed someone else's code.
That's correct.
And you have verified that the mathematical model in the code
satisfy your design.
Satisfies what it is.
Yes.
Wow, that's quite complicated.
Yeah.
So you guys raised all your money. Were there any big funds that invested behind you guys?
Yeah, so we got investors from, let's say, FBG, Danhua VC, Lightspeed China, Digital, Benbushi Digital. Yes.
And they're all saying that there must be a lot of
and also
errors.
BINANCE Labs.
And BINANCE Labs.
Yeah, they are our major investor.
If our viewers want to hear more about Certik, where can they go?
Yeah, you can go to our website. You can go to certik.org website.
Certainly a very, very, very fascinating concept. Thank you so much for coming on Crypto Trader.
Mining for a second. How would you compare yourself to like something like EOS?
Like for us, like basically we are focusing on horizontal scalability with sharding technologies. But a lot of questions people ask me, oh, what is sharding and why it works? And say, hey, actually sharding is not a new term that invented for blockchain. Actually already exists in the centralized system for decades.
If the name Quarkchain doesn't ring a bell to you, then you simply haven't been paying attention. Because despite the bear market, Quarkchain has been one of the most successful ICOs in 2018. With me, I've got their founder, Chi Ju, who's just got off the stage. Chi, welcome to Crypto Trader.
Nice to meet you.
A lot of our viewers haven't heard of Quarkchain. Who is Quarkchain? What do you do?
So Quarkchain is a target to next generation blockchain that address the blockchain scalability issue. So we are a team from Google and Facebook who work on their large-scale infrastructures. and so that would like to utilize these mature technologies and apply them to the blockchain world to address this scalability problem.
So scalability is the biggest problem in blockchain at the moment, but they say that if you want to have a scalable blockchain, then you've got to give up on either decentralization or security. Is that true?
I think there's definitely have some trade-off between security, decentralization, and also like scalability.
Yes, so how do you achieve scalability at Quarkchain?
The basic idea is to employ a technology called sharding. Sharding actually is not a new term in the computer science. It has been used extensively in the large scale distributed systems in Google and Facebook to address their scalability problem. And so we see there's a trend in this area that people are originally working on we call vertical scalability, which basically improve the single blockchain performance.
Yes.
And now from centralized world, actually people also work from vertical scalability to the horizontal scalability by using sharding technologies.
Okay, now sharding is a word that's used quite a lot in blockchain, especially when we refer to scalability problems. Yes. Ethereum is also introducing sharding. Surely sharding cannot be the difference between where we are today and, I mean, people were talking about 10,000 transactions per second.
Let me take an analog. Like right now, suppose the current blockchain is kind of country road. Like it's still a little muddy. So even we have a good applications like Porsche and Lamborghini, we cannot still run at full speed. Now people try to make the road much better, like using like concrete, put on concrete so that the car can run much faster than before. But sharding technology is like, instead of like improved single road, it just create multiple roads like our highway, so that cars can run in parallel no matter what kind of the racing car, truck, or common like cars, sedan.
I'm going to ask you a little bit of an awkward question. We have Ethereum. Ethereum has got a very big developer community. They were the first to market, or one of the first to market on smart contract technology, and they've certainly positioned themselves like that. Yes. And then we have a whole lot of these new blockchains which are coming in and saying that they're going to do a much better job than Ethereum. Does this put Ethereum at risk? I mean, can we refer to these new blockchains as Ethereum killers?
So I won't say, for example, we are doing better job than they did, but we are just have different focus. Now Ethereum is also moving their focus to scalability. Even like, for example, there are a lot of these existing applications that are already built on top of Ethereum, and we believe they still have a strong market there. But I feel there's still a huge space in the blockchain application perspective. Once this one of two killer applications that appear on these areas, that may be my next, I would say maybe Google, Facebook. And so we are very excited to see that one day that will come.
So do you think we're going to live in a world where there are multiple blockchains and people are going to develop on multiple blockchains? Or are we going to at some point have some kind of consolidation where, say, 3 or 4 of the blockchains actually survive?
I think highly depends on applications. As long as one blockchain has a unique position for some applications, then it will definitely still exist and serving these applications. So for us, we are more targeting for more horizontal space, which with each space in different domain that actually people can actually interact. One simple case is payment. Another case is like more, for example, supply chain.
So which horizontals is Quarkchain actually targeting?
We have more than 10 partners helping us to explore different areas. So we already have some collaborations which announced this collaboration in our community, including, for example, JAP for distributing decentralized reputation and like Triple.
So you guys had a very successful token generation event. Your token sale was sold out. No one could get hold of your tokens. You then came to market on a very, very, very high valuation, but there was some criticism that only a very small number of your tokens were in the market. Is there truth to that?
Right now we have a gradually vesting plan, unlock plan of our private sale tokens, which is strictly before we announce public sale, we strictly have this token sale terms listing on the Steemit and also other our website.
After, say, 1 year, how many tokens are going to be in circulation?
After 1 year, there will be, let me take a calculator, I think roughly 30% of all the tokens, excluding mining.
Excluding the mined tokens?
Yeah, which will be released much longer times.
Testnet, when is your testnet going to be live?
So we already have a testnet that is tested internally with our 100 volunteers and also our partners. They are using it, and the first feedback is pretty positive. And we are also going to support and release our testnet, which is in public next month.
And any idea when the mainnet is going to be live?
We are expecting to launch our mainnet at the end of this year or early next year.
So a lot of journalists said that your project, Quarkchain, was the most exciting project of 2018. Do you think it's the most exciting project of 2018?
I think I would say the technology that we are proposing will be very exciting in 2018. And also we are projecting in the future the technology we are proposing, like horizontal scalability and sharding, will be the trend of the blockchain, which we really want to make it to be available to everybody at any time and anywhere.
Do you think Quarkchain is the most exciting project of 2018? Let me know. I'm on Twitter @CryptoManRun. And if you're watching us on YouTube, now's a great time to hit the subscribe now button. Stay tuned. If you've been struggling to get returns in this crypto winter, you may want to look at a coin called Fcoin. This coin has had a 50x return in about 2 months and has introduced the crypto world to a concept called transaction mining. To learn more about transaction mining, I've got Aris Wang here, and he's the founder of Bibox, which is one of the top 10 exchanges in the world. Aris, what is transaction mining?
Transaction mining is for exchange who share their transaction fees with their exchange traders.
So the more fees they generate, the more tokens they mine. Is that why they call it transaction mining?
Yes.
Okay, that's quite a smart concept. Let's look at Fcoin, which is one of the biggest transaction mining scenarios that we've had. So I trade on the Fcoin exchange. I pay $10 worth of transaction fees. They give me 10 newly mined Fcoin tokens, right? What do those Fcoin tokens allow me to do? What is the use case of them?
If you hold the Fcoin tokens that you mined for 24 hours, and after 24 hours, they will show you the dividends.
So they give me dividends which are equal to what percentage of the transaction fees that they collect?
On their white paper is 80%, but now they adjusted it to 100% right now.
So this exchange pays 100% of its transaction fees in dividends.
Yep.
To the token holders.
Yep.
And every time a transaction takes place, they issue more tokens. Why would they pay all their transaction fees as dividends? How do they make money?
Definitely, this is a temporary strategy because a lot of competition going on right now. And as what I mentioned, they state on white paper, they only show 80% of the transaction fees. So they have still 20%.
Now, what happens after they issue a certain number of tokens? Do they carry on mining?
Definitely, yes.
They carry on mining?
Yes.
And the more they mine, the more token holders there are, the more the transactions, the more the dividends.
Definitely, that's the logic.
Okay, now you run a very successful exchange. You built one of the top 10 exchanges in the world. Tell us, when did you build the exchange and how did you build the exchange?
We started October after Chinese government shut down everything, and we moved out. We incorporated Estonia, and for Bibox, we're running a crypto-to-crypto exchange, and right now we have millions users, and our daily trading volume is around 200 million to 400 million US dollars.
200 to 400 million US dollars?
Yes.
How old is the exchange?
Less than 1 year.
Less than 1 year old?
Yeah.
So you could be the next CZ. I mean, this is what I'm talking to here.
Hopeful.
Wow. So transaction mining, are you doing transaction mining on Bibox?
We actually invested one and technically supported Coin Park.
Coin Park?
Yes.
Is that a new exchange?
Definitely, yeah, it's pretty new and it's supported by DHVC, Connected Capital, FBG, and all the major capitals globally.
So you're creating a new exchange and you're going to do transaction mining in this exchange to get new users?
Yes.
And what percentage of the transaction fees are you going to give back to the users?
For now, it's 100%.
100%? So you're not going to make any money?
Yeah, we just want to benefit all the traders on Coin Park.
And get and grow your user base?
Definitely, that's the target.
Now, let's look into the future. I mean, you're not going to give away 100% of your transaction fees forever.
Yes.
What is it going to be reduced to?
After we mined more than 1 billion tokens, it's going to deduct to 90%. So we'll keep 10% of the transaction fees to support running the exchange.
Okay, that's a very interesting concept.
Yeah.
What about listing fees? Are you going to charge listing fees to be listed on the new exchange?
We're not charging anything right now.
No listing fees?
Yes.
Wow, so no listing fees. The only way that you make money is one day you're going to keep 10% when you've got all these users.
Yeah, because the exchange, I mean, in the future, is more like a decentralized. Yes.
Okay.
Decentralized exchange, you know.
So it's a decentralized, it will be much more a community-based exchange.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, when does your new exchange launch?
It's this Friday.
This Friday?
Yeah.
So if our viewers want to get more information, where can they go?
Coinpark.com.
Coinpark.com. Wow, so sounds absolutely exciting. I'm going to be at coinpark.com because I want some of these pre-mined tokens. Good luck with it.
Thank you.
And we'll chat to you again soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Do you think that Silicon Valley is going to remain the Silicon Valley of the blockchain?
So I feel like Silicon Valley for now, it is still the hub, but I see a lot of exciting things happening in Seoul, in Europe.
Silicon Valley is a bit lagging. They're lagging behind quite a bit in terms of the understanding of the application of blockchain and how it be used in real life situations.
Perhaps, but when it comes to the quality of engineering quality and the team quality, still everybody wants to be in San Francisco.
I think actually Silicon Valley is the hub for blockchain.
Well, at least in terms of the amount of ease of access to capital, perhaps.
There's a lot of energy, there's a lot of funding coming out of China and a lot of projects.
Yeah.
I just think it's different.
I think it's not about competition. Competition is important. It's more about cooperation. So we need to make the best of the world together.
Certainly having been in Silicon Valley, having the privilege of having this, there's no question that Silicon Valley is bringing it to the blockchain. So yeah, we're going to see a competition emerge, but I think China is the one that I'd pick right now.
Equal.
Do you feel that Asia is ahead of Silicon Valley?
By a landslide.
I think we have our own strengths, so we learn from each other.
I think it's on par.
Asia.
Asia.
Definitely Asia.
Asia.
Absolutely, mass adoption, and a lot of large traditional PE VC are heading the space right now.
What do you guys think?
I would disagree. I just look at Hyperledger and Ethereum. Those are plenty good blockchains, Cosmos. But Asia definitely has its competitors.
Who do you think is ahead when it comes to blockchain adoption? Is it Asia or is it the USA?
Right now I think Asia may be slightly ahead, but US has more potential in my opinion.
People from Asia driving the demand, Silicon Valley will provide the technology.
Yeah, I think we'll all agree on Asia right now is definitely adopting at the consumer level.
Ooh, I think Asia's a little bit ahead. I don't think it's a competition though. I think we need to be working together.
Is it the USA or is it Asia?
I guess it's the USA.
Yeah, me too. I think the USA will lead the trend and eventually will come back here for the biggest market.
I would have to say, as of now, probably Asia.
There are a lot of people in the U.S. proportionately that do like the technology, and I think that a lot of advancements are coming out of here, so I'd like to say U.S.
Do you think that a conference like this builds a bridge between Asia and Silicon Valley?
No, there's definitely a bridge, and there's actually more than a bridge. There's a lot of communications, collaboration between China and Silicon Valley.
I think the US is playing a wait-and-see type of game, and then we'll jump on and we'll see what happens in the end.
I think there is a bridge, but it's a decentralized technology, so it can be done from anywhere. The key to remember, though, technology is neutral. It can be implemented to really enslave people or to bring a new freedom to humanity. So it's really about how the governments and the world work with this technology to bring humanity to a new level.
That's a great answer, but I don't understand one word that you said. Blockchain Connect really has been one of the more fascinating and interesting conferences that we've been to this year. Bridging the gap between Asia and the Western world, not only in terms of blockchain innovation, but also in terms of blockchain adoption. Next week, we'll be coming to you from Taipei in Taiwan, all the way in Asia. Until then, I'll be available on Twitter at CryptoManRun. Remember, trade well, my friends.
Crypto Trader is proudly brought to you by Element, a full-service investment bank for the digital token capital markets.